Good day, Brutal Planet listeners. This is Eric Peterson, quarantining from Salt Lake City. And today I have my distinct honor to be joined by the metal god himself, Mr. Rob Halford. How are you doing today, Rob?
Hey, Eric. I'm doing good, my friend. It's good to be with you today.
And you just mentioned you're quarantining in Phoenix today.
Yeah, like we all are throughout America and the rest of the world. Everybody's doing what they need to do to keep safe and sound as we go through this pandemic together. And thank goodness there's a light at the end of the tunnel now with this new vaccine at long last.
Yes, there is. I wanted to do this interview because it's been a tough year for a lot of us, and including the metal people. And I thought, what better way to bring joy and cheer than talking to the metal god himself about his Christmas albums.
Yeah, Celestial. Thank you.
Yes.
You know, music is so vital to us all in every aspect of our lives, but particularly to go through difficult times and to celebrate like we're celebrating the holiday season. And Celestial is there for everybody once again to dive into and to, let loose and bang your heads, do whatever around the Christmas tree.
This seemed like more of a family affair to this one. You had a lot of really cool family members playing on the album.
That was something I'd always wanted to do for as long as I can remember, because my brother had been a drummer for many, many years, still is, as a great cool kind of rock outfit called Voodoo Sue. My nephew, Alex, is on bass. He is the son of the bass god Ian Hill from Judas Priest.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'd always felt that there's got to be an opportunity for us to come together at some point and write some music, make a record. And that's what we did, with our two friends, both on guitar, Blakey and Jonesy, and myself on vocals. We had a wonderful time. And I just referenced that for me as a musician, this was a kind of an homage and a recognition, representation to all of the musicians around the world that enjoy music. They don't play professionally or in professional bands per se. They got a day job, for example. They come home from work, they get ready and, run into the studio with their friends and they make a record or, just do a local gig at a pub or a club or whatever. So that was the other element for me as a musician to kind of send out a message that there are so many really talented musicians coming from a different place, but they deserve to be heard, and this was a great opportunity to kind of send that message out.
Well, the album is very diverse. I mean, you've got like Donner and Blitzen, which almost has a bit of a sound to it from the Lightning Strike. The opening guitar riff has that lightning strike guitar sound to it. And then you go to some of the other songs like Morning Star that has a little bit of a country vibe to it.
This was the joy of making this record with the guys. I was, to all extents, out of the loop because I was working at that time with Priest, touring and making music away from what the guys were doing. And the reason why I did that was I really wanted this to be a showcase to their writing skills as much as their, great talent for performing on, the instruments that they use. So, we had some ideas for the more traditional songs that we included on Celestial. But as far as some of the original tracks, I said to the guys, do whatever you want, come together and jam, and you make what you feel, is representing the certain songs that will fit the groove for Celestial. So that was a real exciting moment for them to be able to, display their talents.
When you were recording with your family, I had to imagine that it brought back a lot of memories. Were there any really special memories with your family that brought back into place from growing up?
Well, just like as a kid, as it is for kids around the world now, around the holidays, there's always music, isn't there? There's always music playing, whether it's on the radio or in the background on television, or somebody's, got a record on. Or there's always a source of of joy that comes with music through the holidays. But for me, as a fan of the holidays and all that it represents, the family particularly, and for me on a kind of a personal, spiritual level, it's a little bit of everything, you know. And of course, Celestial was some years away from the previous experience with the Winter Songs album that kind of that made a mark, and you know, the label had always said, you know, if you've got another Christmas album in you somewhere, we'd love the opportunity to get it out around the world for you. So that's all part of the thread for me with music and family and Christmas time.
That's really good to hear, and I'm glad that you have that spirit in you, because this is what we all need right now. And I wish more people could grab that spirit, because it's a tough time of the year right now. And one of the songs that stood out for me was the first Noel on that album. And I close my eyes and I picture you singing in a church with a big pipe organ with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir in the background.
I love the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. I think they're extraordinary. You know, I just welcome any opportunity to listen to the way the human voice can be utilised, especially when it's in a choral setting like that.
Yeah.
But with this particular track that we did, we stripped it down. We just went down to the bare minimum, mostly to focus on these beautiful words.
Yeah.
And they are very beautiful, potent words, you know. It's probably the strongest track on Celestial that conveys that message, that spirit message.
It definitely does convey that message, and the lyrics do stand out because there's not a lot other stuff going on, simply just the pipe organ going on in it. Yeah,
the great thing about some of these Christmas carols that we developed and showed that any great song will take interpretation, no matter what it might be, was just to reference the simplicity of the way that some of these famous Christmas songs can be brought to almost to the bare bones, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how I believe that's how it was originally intended anyway. So it was also a kind of an homage to where it all began.
Yeah, and on a similar note, I just got done reading Confess, which I have to say is an amazing book, and I love how candid you are in it. Was that a bucket item list for you?
Not necessarily,
okay.
No. You know, it's just, it kind of comes with the territory,
yeah,
to some extent. And I think that one of the things that tipped me in the direction of doing it was the fact that there's always a possibility of these unauthorized biographies, which are a little bit of a hatchet job, you know,
yeah,
combining like stories and interviews and so forth. So I've always felt that if you want the facts, go to the source, you know. And you know, I was encouraged by friends and family when the idea was proposed, and it just felt like now was the right time to do it.
So when you were doing it, when you were going through the process, was it a healing process, or and self-reflection, or did it open more questions for you?
Well, I think anything of this texture, it comes back at you emotionally on various levels. You know, a lot of it was cathartic, surely. Some of it was quite dark and you know, quite strong in the emotions of, you know, invoking some of the, you know, the potent stuff that happened to me.
Yeah.
But basically, it was a joy. It was a joy, and I'm just so blessed and grateful to have made the book in being able to reference myself as a person and the extraordinary life that I've been blessed to have. You know, I mean, some of those stories are so wild. It's like if you're making that up, it's all true. It's all real.
Yeah.
You know, and And so there you go. It's as much as I could recall and get down as all matter of fact.
It's a great Christmas gift for the Priest or the Rob Halford fans out there too.
Yeah, and equally, when I say we, I'm talking about Ian Gittins, who was the man that really put it all together for me. I had hours and hours and hours of talking. We wanted to make this book not exclusively for the metal world. It's a person's life story. That happens to be this gay metalhead in a band called Judas Priest, but it's more than the music. It has to have everything that every nuance that all of us live in our lives, respective of what we do or what we are.
Yeah.
I think my journey is not exclusive, but I think that it just shows the other side of me that that's always been there, but really hasn't had an opportunity to be exposed until now.
Yeah. Well, we only have a few more minutes, so I wanted to ask you about, first and foremost, how's Glenn doing?
Well, thank you for asking. I really appreciate that, and I always send him a quick note saying that somebody asked how things were going for you, and he's good. He's good. He's a hero.
Good.
We talk about him in No Surrender and Firepower. He's just this incredible, strong person that again sends out a message that if you're dealing with Parkinson's, you can still live your life.
Yep.
It's been very challenging for him as a musician, but he's not letting it stop him. He's still able to utilize certain techniques to use the guitar still, which is great. He's still an active member of Judas Priest.
Excellent.
And he looks good, sounds good. I'll be talking to him later on this week. Actually, we're having our end of year chit chat, and can't wait to see him next year. Because Priest is going to go back on the road, and I don't know whether Glenn's going to be able to make any of the shows. Hopefully, he will. That's entirely up to him. He came out on some of the dates on the Firepower tour, and the Priest fans go mental. They go ballistic when he walks out on stage because he's such a beloved person, in many, many ways. Yeah, he's good, and I can't wait to see him early next year when I get back over to the UK.
Good. So it sounds like things might be shaping up for a 51st year of Priest tour.
Yeah. As you know, Eric, we were supposed to be out now.
Yeah.
On the official 50th celebration. But like all of us, not everybody, our lives have been upended regardless of what you do in life. But particularly in music, it's been very difficult for bands not being able to go out and see our beautiful fans that give us our respective lives in what we do. And beyond that, everybody's been affected. All the crews, all the people who work in the venues themselves. This horrible pandemic has hit everybody, tremendously on all levels, particularly economically. So, that's all getting ready to be rebuilt stronger than ever. Great.
I can, for one, I'm excited. So.
Me too. I can't wait. I'm just so, I'm so re-energized now with this vaccine, and the plans are all, they're solid. And if you go to the Priest socials, you can see the dates that we're planning to go out and work on, and it's all strong, positive signals.
Good. That's what we like to hear, because the world without Judas Priest is just not the same world. So.
Yeah, the world without music isn't the same world.
Exactly.
Live music.
Exactly.
Thank goodness we've been able to just enjoy our music the way we do. On video or DVD or on the internet, or primarily listening to music at home or in the car or whatever.
Yeah.
That's sustained us. Music will always sustain us, but we can't wait to experience it in one of its best forms, and that's when it's played out live.
Well, Rob, I think our time is up, but I appreciate your time, and it's been amazing to talk to you. And like I said, the Celestial album is one of those albums I think everybody should have in their catalog, because it's just such a great album, and it's a great Christmas album.
That's really kind of you to say so, Eric. I wish you all the best for this holiday season, and to everybody out there that's been listening to us. And stay safe, stay healthy, keep following the program. Scientists know best.
Yes,
Get that
they do.
jab, and we'll all be banging our heads together in 2021.
That's what I love to hear, Rob. Thank you.